Hello, good evening. My name is Latoya Owens, and I'm coming with you telling you about my story in regards to gastric bypass. I started my journey May of 2018, and in May of 2018, that consisted of just looking it up, gastric bypass, watching videos on the surgery, what it entailed, and listen to some testimonies of what people went through, why they were, getting the gastric bypass, looking up different surgeries, bariatric surgeries. I looked up the gastric sleeve and the duodenal switch, all of the different surgeries as far as bariatric surgeries. And then I continued to do research, and then I, looked into some doctors and things like that. Found some doctors that in my area that would do the surgery, checked into my insurance, seeing what insurance I had, what would cover it. And then I went to one of my, because then I had to change my insurance because I needed insurance that would I had to upgrade my insurance, one that would cover certain visits and things like that. So I contacted the doctor, found out what insurance they accepted. Like I said, contacted my insurance, found out what insurance would pay for what they would cover and things like that. Certain things, what would be easier for me to get an approval. So at that time, I had knowledge as into what the insurance requires for you in order for them to look at your file and to, better your chances at approving them for paying for your procedure. So I had my first appointment in August, and with my doctor, just to review everything, consultation, like appointment, see what was going on. He agreed that I was a good candidate for bariatric surgery. He laid out the lines for dual dental switch. I went in there asking him and telling him I would like to have the gastric sleeve. He suggested that because of my BMI was really high, he suggested that, I could be a good candidate for the dual dental switch or the gastric bypass. And gastric bypass, he would rather do more over the sleeve due to what my weight goals are and my weight loss, and he felt that that would be would work better for me versus the sleeve. So he explained all that to me. So then I went from there, looking for approval for my insurance, and he given me a checklist at that time, what I needed to do off that list, that with the insurance that I had, what they need in order for me to get an approval. So I went in and started that process. I submitted my first submission with all my paperwork from the doctor. I think it was in November, and I was looking for October, November, and I wasn't getting any responses. And then finally I started making phone calls, because here comes December, January, and I'm like trying to, late November, and I'm like, I thought it would take 2 to 4 weeks. Excuse me. Okay, answer. So I went through the process, and then I was told why. So then I had to go back to my primary and get some more information and the reason why I was a good candidate for the gastric bypass. And what I did was, when I went to my primary, I made sure that my visits was noted, because prior to that, that was one of the things that I was missing. And so also in January of this year, 2019, made it 2 years that I have been seeing that particular primary and discussing my weight flat, up and down weight situation. So they needed that notation. So that's what I had to wait for. I had to wait. So I took back I had the doctor's office who was going to perform my bariatric surgery. I had the person who was in charge of doing the insurance paperwork. I told her, put a hold on my process for the insurance and let me go and get those few things, because she had kept telling me, we shouldn't submit your stuff yet because you really are missing a couple of things. And I was like, it should be okay because I don't have this, which it really wasn't. I needed my primary needed to document some more things. So what I did was, as I visited my primary the end of December, and then I visit them again in January, and then I went again in February, and then I got all my documentation together, and for them sometime in February, submitted it back to my bariatric surgeon, and then she gave it to the insurance person there. She then said that now my file looks complete, my chances should be good now. So then she submitted it to my insurance, and then like in 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, I was already with my approval. 2 weeks, I think it was. I had an approval for my insurance. Then it was the next step to hear from the hospital, the bariatric team and stuff like that, to let me know what my surgery date was, and then start the process. Like when you do the surgery, you have to go on liquid diets, you have to do certain things. You also have to have testing done to see if there's any issues there for you not to be a candidate for the surgery at that time. What I had did while I was waiting to get my insurance paperwork together, immediately I had already went and had the ultrasound done, x-rays done, and all that in the very beginning in August. But now that I was getting my surgery date, you have to go through pre-op, and then you go there and they do an x-ray. They did an x-ray. Then they give you all this information. I had already taken the nutrition class, everything I had did already. So now in the March, I went in for to get all the information to start my 2-week liquid diet, to get the information, my surgery actual date, and then do one more x-ray, make sure everything was still good, and some blood work, and everything was good. And then my original surgery date was April 5th. But when I was there on my date for preoperative information, and a quick review of everything that the doctor is going to do and all that, and get everyone comfortable, and make sure you have a supportive person who's going to be with you, get them caught up on all the information, what it entails, and things of that nature. And if anyone has any questions, perfect time to ask those questions at that time. When I went in that day, I had said to my doctor, he's like, you seem like you're all set and excited. I said, I'm super excited. I'm all set. I'm ready to go. I'm actually ready to go earlier than April 5th. And he was like, I can check into that for you. And as we were walking out the room, and he said he was going to check into the scheduler and see if they had an earlier date, because he said he would do it. The lady was coming to tell him that she had a cancellation on April 2nd. So he said, okay, put her in April 2nd. So my surgery date was actually April 2nd. So I went back home, and that was on the 25th or something like that. The 25th, yeah, the 25th. So all I had to do was just come home and continue my liquid diet, following what I needed to follow, pre-surgery date. And I did all those things, and I was ready to go for surgery April 2nd. And I went in the morning, had the surgery done. My husband was with me, and I expected all of these things due to all the stories that I've watched on YouTube and things of that nature. And I think I did pretty good with recovery process. I was really sore when I woke up. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to record any of those things like that. I'm so sorry. But I do have some pictures and things like that. And my beginning, the very first time I went to him in August 2018, my weight was 268, and that was my high weight, the highest weight ever. And I was quite embarrassed, and I've been keeping that to myself all this time. Then I went to my primary, as you already know, and I went up and down. One time I weighed myself, I was like 265, before even going to the primary. And I was like, if I need to keep going, because, I wanted to have lost some before I went back to the bariatric doctor. So I had opted out to get some diet pills, and they would work sometimes. So I lost maybe 262, and I was doing good. Then I would gain it back, and then I would lose it again, gain it back, 1 pound too. But the last 2 times in December and January, when I went to see my primary, I lost 2 pounds, and I stayed with that 2 pound loss. I think it was at 265, and I stayed at that 265 throughout, even up until I went to my surgery weight. And I didn't gain anymore. I didn't lose anymore, and I didn't gain anymore. And so that was So the day of my surgery, I believe I have to check it again. I believe I was 265, but I will check that and get that verified because I am going to edit this video and put everything in. I'll put in all my numbers then. I think I started my surgery date at 265. I haven't weighed myself. My first week, my first 2 week checkup when I went back, I had lost, my first week actually, I had a checkup after the week after surgery and I had lost 10 pounds. So I was at 255. Yes, that is right. So I was at 255. So the 265 is accurate. And then now I haven't weighed myself in a few days. I probably, I hear a lot of people talk about a stall and you go through this, that, and the other. I've done some exercising. I'm still recovering and things like that. I feel pretty good. But I can tell you the one thing that is really bothering me the most is to watch my family eat certain things and I want to eat and I can't. Whether it's because I'm not in that phase yet or because I try to put it in my mouth and I will eat it and then I may feel nauseous after the fact, or it doesn't like really sit well. It like will sit here, and those are because I'm not supposed to eat those things. I'm not ready for it. So there's a lot of things like dumping and all of those things that take place with this procedure. So which is really good because that's what I get. And then there are some things like eating too fast and then drinking at the same time while I'm eating, which is a big no. You're not supposed to have anything to drink while you're eating, and you're supposed to eat slow, small bites, chew your food, and in the little bitty portions. And I'm getting better with that, but I haven't been that great at it, but I'm getting better. And I've been drinking my protein shakes, but I only drink one, but I fill it up. I have a big cup and I have it's about 16 ounces. So I fill that up and I sip on that, and then I sip on most of that for like an hour or so or two, and then I'm done, and usually I leave maybe about 4 ounces left, and then because I can't finish it, and I'm surprised that I even get that far with it, but I'm like, that's it, I'm done. And then I'm like, I don't really drink anymore during the course of the day. I'm tired of eating soup, I'm tired of eating jello, but I want change. But like I was gonna start to say, the worst thing, and that is I've been having a hard time with, and I will admit that, is the mind hunger. I've had, even with the psych eval, I'm glad I had the psych eval. First I was like, psych eval? And the things that she, some information that she gave me about myself, which was because I'm sitting there big, trying to talk, speak big, like, oh, I'm good, I know, but I shouldn't eat and I shouldn't do this and this, and I'm not going to do this, and all I got to do is set my mind to it and I won't do it. And I know the lady was like saying, really? Because if that was the case, you wouldn't be here in the first place. And now I see how she probably was saying to herself, look at this girl trying to act all big, thinking she got it. And I'm so happy she approved me for surgery, but that has been the biggest problem that I've had is mind hunger. So I'm trying to get over that. But I am going to cut this video short. I'm going to attach it with another video, and I'm going to put some more information in here, some details and some pictures in these when I finally go ahead and post it. But I'm going to cut this short because I have to go get my son. He's finished at work. I told him I was going to leave like 10 minutes ago, but I know he's still doing a couple things, so we should both make, we should hopefully, same time I get him, everything, he should be good. But anyhow, that's where I'm at now, and I just wanted you to know that my name is Latoya Owens, and I'm 43 years old. I have a husband and I have children, and I wanted to change in my life, and I wanted to really make some changes. I want to live different, be different, and I wanted to lose weight. And I do have some achievement that may not be scale goals or achievements, but I can see the difference. And one of them is I can walk. Like I walk my dogs more, I walk more, and I can do stuff more, and I don't get out of breath. And my back is not hurting me as much with just that 10-pound loss. So those are some non-scale victories that I really do appreciate, and I am glad I did get this done. I just need to learn how to and adjust my life to my new lifestyle, because this is what I chose and I picked, and I'm glad that I did it. And I really want to get the best outcome that I can get from the decision that I've made in order, to get the gastric bypass surgery done. And I'm glad that I did. And like I said, I just want to actually put that physical actions to what my mouth is saying what I decided to do and what was done for me. And that's where I am with that. So like I said, I will be back, and I hope that this isn't boring anyone. I hope anyone who is at the point like myself, this would be a helpful testimony to someone. And I am going to edit this video, try to make it a little shorter, so that way I can add some more to it, some more facts and things like that, things that could be more helpful to someone, and actually maybe not so boring and close up with this view, because it's like 11:19 at night and I'm just still sitting here. So I'll be back and I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.